All right. If anybody is here, can you hear me? All right. All right. Welcome to my 2-year Booktube anniversary. There will be cupcakes. There will be questions answered. And there will be other shenanigans. So make sure that you pop into the chat if you have any questions for me. I do have some questions that have already been sent to me from other people that I will be answering, but I will be taking questions live as well. So feel free to pop in. And as I promised, I do have cupcakes here. So I will be munching on those. You get to see me make a fool of myself while I clean icing out of my beard and all that good stuff. So let's have some fun. So I'll start off with the questions that I was given ahead of time. So Epic from Epic Tales is asking me a question here. And well, hello there, Tower Junkie. Glad to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So the question that Epic asks is, what do you wish you knew before you started your channel? Yeah, that's a really good question. Woohoo, cupcakes, yes indeed. I might be a little ADD with this stream, by the way. So I think the biggest thing I wish I knew is how hard it is to really nail down the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure it's different for every YouTuber, but I think that is probably the hardest part of starting a channel. So really being able to define what it is that YouTube looks for when they promote your videos and things like that. So I've had to get really good about watching my analytics, and although not being too overly obsessed with my analytics as well, because I just want to have fun with this channel too. So it's finding that balance. I guess that would be another one, is finding that balance. So and these cupcakes are calling to me, so I am going to take a bite. Excuse me. Had to mute myself there. You guys don't need to hear me munching, right? Oh, those are good. So I made chocolate cupcakes with chocolate chips inside and vanilla frosting. I mean, just, oh, they're so good. Yeah. All right. Oh yes. Well, I would mail you some, but they might not make may not make it there in one piece and be edible by that point. Yes, I'm sorry you don't have cupcakes. That would be yummy. Oh, they are. They are very, very good. I hope I'm not making everybody too jealous here. All right. Well, let's get on to another question here. Allie asked me the question, what do you do when you're not reading? Oh, question is, what don't I do? Let's see. I cook, I work, I watch movies and TV shows with my kids. Well, and by myself too. I watch some movies and TV shows by myself as well. I do some art, and listen to music or podcasts on occasion. So yeah. So that's I've got a wide range, a plethora, if you will, of different things that I am into. So balancing those is a challenge because I do want to get my books read, but I've got so many other things I want to do as well. So, oh, I'm sorry, Tower Junkie. Not too much, but just a little. Yes, I'm sorry. All right. How's everybody doing today, by the way? I hope you're doing well, and I'm really glad you're here. So, and if you have any questions, since you've just arrived, if you have any questions for me live, feel free to ask those as well. Next question is, do you think that your taste in books has changed since you started your channel? Oh, I'm glad you're good, Tower Junkie. Thanks. Yeah, balancing hobbies is hard, most definitely. So I don't think that my taste in books has changed necessarily. I've still maintained my love for all things fantasy, sci-fi, mystery. I read a little bit more sci-fi since I started the channel, but I always enjoyed sci-fi. I'm kind of new to reading horror. I did just review Chad Nicholas' book Nightmare on the channel just yesterday. Actually, it went live, and horror is a little bit new for me. Horror is still not really my taste, but it was a good book nonetheless. So while I enjoy horror, it's not like my absolute favorite genre. So I don't really think my tastes have changed that much. Which previously unread authors are you most looking forward to reading? Oh, goodness. There's so many. Nicholas Ames is one. I'm very much looking forward to reading. I believe it's now I can't remember the name of the book. My goodness, but the name of the series is The Band, and I'm very much looking forward to reading that series. That's going to bug me. So if somebody knows it, pop it up in the chat. I'm going to. I'm going to. That's going to bug me. Yeah. Oh yes, Kings of the Wild. Thank you very much. There we go. I appreciate it. Nicholas Ames, Kings of the Wild. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I have read some of Jesse Teller, but I'm looking forward to reading some of his books. He writes in the Paralist universe. I'm looking forward to reading more from Dirk Ashton. I have read the first Paternus book, and I need to read the second and third in the Paternus series. So those are some books that some authors that I haven't read Nicholas Ames at all, and I've read very little of Jesse and Dirk. So I'm looking forward to those. All right. Stephen King is most known for horror, but it is so good because he can do so many other things as well. Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of why I've never really gotten into Stephen King, I think, is because with the exception of a few that I've started recently, I have read halfway through The Dark Tower at this point, and I have read it, but that's about it so far. No pun intended. I think that's kind of why I really haven't gotten into Stephen King, but there are a lot of his books that really interest me. I've been really wanting to read Salem's Lot. I've been wanting to read The Shining and the sequel to The Shining. And I've also wanted to read The Outsider. That seemed pretty interesting to me. So So that'll probably be and of course I do want to read The Stand. I started The Stand and had to put it down just because it was so long, and I started it last year and it was just a crazy year last year. So, and reading about a pandemic probably wasn't the best thing. So, but I will get back to it. And maybe I'll try the audiobook. That's what I had to do for it, actually. I had to get the audiobook because the physical book just wasn't doing it for me. So, but the audiobook was great. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, the Bill Hodges trilogy. Okay, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that I need to read that it kind of follows on the heels of the Bill Hodges trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know much about the Bill Hodges trilogy. So, but thanks for the recommendation. I'll definitely look into that. All righty. So I am going to grab another bite of cupcake. Man, wow, these are really rich. I may not make it through two. Un momento while I munch, and I won't let you hear my gobbling. Oh, that's good. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? Cupcake time. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Got to take those little breaks. So I have a question here from Steve. At Steve Talks About Books and Stuff. How much have your reading habits changed since starting Booktube? That's a good question, actually. They have changed quite a bit, just because I'm a mood reader, and if I'm not really in the mood to read, I don't often read. But it has made me more in the mood more often than not, anyway, and it has made me much more diligent about getting into the books that I really want to read. I don't feel forced. If I'm just not feeling like reading a book, I don't. But it has made me more aware and more diligent about reading books. So I guess that's a good thing. And that's part of why I started the channel. I just love books and I love reading. So it's kind of given me an excuse to continuously read. So that's been fun. Yeah. So good question there. All righty. So no, the next question I got was favorite and least favorite book that you picked up purely from Booktube recommendations. So two strike my mind for sure. Well, actually three. So Nightmare by Chad Nicholas was a recommendation from YouTube. So I did pick that one up and read it because of that. I also picked up Rage of Dragons because of Booktube. And I'm not sorry I did, but it just wasn't a great book for me. I'll probably read the sequel, but I'm not in any hurry to read the sequel. It just wasn't that great a book for me. And then Jade City was another recommendation from Booktube that I picked up. And man, was it good. We're reading Jade War in the Dragon's Library book club next month, and I'm so excited because I really want to read this entire trilogy, and I couldn't be happier that I picked that up. So yeah, those are some really, really good books that I well, with the exception of Rage of Dragons. But there's so many good recommendations on Booktube, and a lot of the ones I've seen on Booktube I've already read, and there's so many more that I've added to my TBR. I've just lost track. So, man, that TBR just keeps growing and growing. All righty. Yeah, so I guess the question was favorite and least favorite book. So my favorite of those would have to be Jade City, and my least favorite would have to be Rage of Dragons. So yeah, and that was that question was from John over at Walker Writes. Great channel if you haven't checked him out. What advice would you give to a new booktuber, and what have you learned? Don't let it kill your happiness. Yeah, don't let the algorithm take over your life so much so that you no longer enjoy doing booktube, because the algorithm is what it is, and you're never going to nail it down perfectly, if at all. So just do it for pure enjoyment. And if I've been at this 2 years, and I'm just barely under 300 subscribers. And some people take off and they just, have thousands of subs right away. And that's cool, so it's not really that big a deal. Just do it for the enjoyment, and don't get too stressed over the little details. They're important, but they're not that important. And so, yeah, that's what I've learned. That question came from Bryce over at Shelf Centered or Centered Shelf, one of the two. I think he goes one way on Twitter and the other way on YouTube. But great channel if you haven't checked him out. Bryce is awesome. Yeah, it is, right? TBR is just never ending. I'm almost 46 now, and I'll probably be 90, and I'll still have an endless TBR. It just never ends. And my kids will inherit my TBR when I die, and I wonder if they'll read the books I didn't read. So let's see. Let's move on here. Yeah, Booktube destroyed my TBR. Oh, yeah. It was, it's a thing. It really is. Yeah. And I was watching Booktube before I actually started my Booktube channel. And so, yeah, it's an endless cycle. Yeah, he's great. Bryce is awesome. All righty, let's see what else we got. Bryce had another question for me. Best editing trick that saves time or simply is the best? This is a tough one. Everybody's editing style is different. But the best editing trick I've found is to take care of all the little stuff first, like, adding your intro, adding the video in, adding the ending to the video, and then, just finding that process that works for you, but making sure all of your jump cuts and things are clean, and then, wait to add your overlay titles and stuff till the very end. So the best trick is just to find the right process that works for you. And it's hard to nail that question down because it's different for everybody. But that's the trick that works for me. And I save a lot of time because I edit on my phone. So I film on my phone and edit on my phone. So that cuts out a lot of the, transfer it to the computer and then do all the edits and figure out where you need to go from there. It just cuts out a lot of that middle work. So, yeah. All righty. Yeah, that was a good question. Let's see. And he also Bryce asked another question here. Bryce gave me a lot of good questions. Go-to recommendations. I'm not sure what he means by this, but I could go two ways. Best go-to recommendations for books. I would say probably Ocean at the End of the Lane. That's my most favorite book of all time by Neil Gaiman. Also, the Dark Tower series is fantastic. The Deathgate Cycle series by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, fantastic series. The Middle Earth series by Tolkien. I mean, that's a given right there. So there's so many go-to recommendations, and I'll probably have more and more as time goes by. As far as go-to recommendations for editing or for filming in general, don't spend a ton of money, guys. I mean, unless you have a ton of subscribers and you're just really wanting to make this large cinematic experience, that's great. That's cool for you, but don't spend a whole lot of money on a hobby. If it becomes more than a hobby, that's great, but don't spend a lot of money to you can make your channel good without spending a ton of money. So yeah. Let's see. Hey there, Carlos. Glad to have you, sir. Love Ocean at the End of the Lane. Yep, absolutely. Me too. I just can't get enough of it. I'm rereading it next month. So if you're watching this and you're not in my Discord, you can hop into the Discord and talk about some of these different books. So yeah, Middle Earth rules. I'm so excited for the Amazon miniseries. I'm excited with reservations, of course, but I'm still excited. So we'll see what they do with it. Pretty exciting there. Okay, favorite booktubers you follow? And that was a question from Bryce as well. Oh, goodness, there are so many. Philip Chase, Daniel Green, Mike's Book Reviews. Those are some of the bigger ones. Sarah Reeds is another one. Love her channel. But I mentioned I love Bryce's channel as well. Epic Tales with a Z. Make sure you get that right. His channel is great. Reading and Whatnot with Ariel is fantastic. Book Binge with Ali is a fantastic channel as well. There's just so many. Andrew's Wizardly Reads. How can I not mention Andrew? And I mentioned John at Walker Wrights earlier. So yeah, there's so many. I couldn't even begin to go over them. Sabriel's Bell, Geek on My Sleeve. Yeah, I could go on, and it would take the whole stream, but those are just some off of the top of my head that I think are really, really awesome. All righty, so cupcake time. All righty, guys. How's everybody doing so far? Got any live questions for me? When are you sending us cupcakes? Well, yeah, if you're in Phoenix and you want to get together, I can bring some cupcakes. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, they wouldn't keep if I sent them by mail, of course. So yeah, we'll have to see. I can send pictures of cupcakes. Still jealous. Yep. I know it's going to be a never-ending cycle of jealousy. Oh, let's see. Have you read Lightbringer, and what are your thoughts on Brent Weeks? I have not read Lightbringer. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some really good things, and I've heard some not so good things. I might give it a shot at some point, but it's not high up on my list. The first book is on my TBR, but it's way down in terms of priority. So if I get enough encouragement to bump it up, I may do that though. So yeah, good question, Carlos. Thank you. I inspired you to have cupcakes in the oven. Not as fancy. Oh, hey, carrot cupcakes are great, and cream cheese icing. I love cream cheese icing. So yeah, it's like like a mini carrot cake. Nothing wrong with that. Hi there, the reading mushroom. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I am very excited to be celebrating 2 years on Booktube, and yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Where'd you get your headphones? I got them on Amazon. It was the the blue light special, I guess I could say. It's the just some cheap ones, USB plug-in. They're not wireless or anything fancy. So I think I spent $25 on them, maybe. They've been really great for live streams, though. Yeah, good questions. All right, let's see. I think I missed one. Andros Guile is my favorite gray character. Oh, okay. Is he in the Lightbringer series? Or her? I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm getting the gender wrong either, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice blue color. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, blue's my favorite color, by the way. So I had to have blue headphones. You know, it's yeah, they're great. All right, but yeah, definitely let me know about Andros Guile. What series that's from? Cool name. All right, let's see here. Favorite video you've done? Wow, that's actually a really tough one. I can tell you, let's see here. I can tell you what videos have gotten probably the most views. So most viewed. I have over 1,000 views on my review for Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Fantastic book, by the way. If you have not read Hyperion and you like sci-fi, it's a must-read in my opinion. And Dragon Wing by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. That is the first book in the Deathgate cycle, and also the Why You Should Read the Millennium Trilogy by Stieg Larsson. If you've seen the movies, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I did a review for the books in the main trilogy. So those are my most popular. I don't know as I really have a favorite video per se. So but that was a good question. Yeah, I should think about that more, I guess. And that was asked by Sean. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's from Lightbringer. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. Okay, awesome. It's a cool name. Maybe I'll definitely check out the Lightbringer series at some point, I think. So, most views equals your favorite. Yep. It has to be, right? I love it when I get a lot of views on a video. Hoping to read Hyperion next month. Good for you. Yeah. Read Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion together, because they really are meant to be one story, and they're short too. Both books are like around 400 pages each. So yeah, read them together if you can, because otherwise you'll end on this ginormous cliffhanger at the end of Hyperion. So let's see. Now my TBR is longer. Yep. I'm just not doing you any favors today, am I, Tower Junkie? Okay. Reading Mushroom, is Hyperion more sci-fi or sci-fantasy? I would say it's definitely more sci-fi. There are some what you might think of as fantasy elements in it, but it's really more of a sci-fi novel. And the first book especially reads like a Canterbury Tales. You get the perspective of different characters who are on this journey to meet with the Shrike. And so it kind of you get to hear all of their different tales and how they came to be on the journey. So it's really cool. Sounds like lightsaber. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, Lightbringer does sound like lightsaber. Yeah, that's true. It does. Let's see. I'll try to read the Hyperion Fall back to back. Yeah, cool. Yeah, good move there. Alan, how you doing? Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to have your support. Glad you could come. Yeah, it's been a fun 2 years so far, and I'm looking forward to more. So yeah, glad you checked in, and I also love seeing that picture of you with your cat. I'm a cat guy, so anybody who's a cat guy is all right in my book. What am I currently reading? Yeah, good question. I am currently reading Foundation by Isaac Asimov. I wanted to kind of prepare myself for the miniseries that's coming out on Apple TV next month, and I'm really liking it. I'll be really curious as to how they adapt it, because it seems like a very hard book to adapt, because the whole book is riddled with time jumps. So you never follow one consistent character. So I'll be curious to see how they adapt it. Yeah, love our cats. Yeah, they're great. They're what make us who we are and comfort us when we're sad. And yeah, it's great. All righty. Cats are awesome. I also love dogs. I have a few dogs and cats. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like dogs as well. I would not be a good dog owner, though. I mean, it would probably be good for me. I'd probably get more exercise. I'd get my regular daily walk in, but I don't think I would be a good dog owner, at least not at this point in my life. Maybe in the future. Cats are much easier to take care of. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go to another question here. Let's see. Sean writes, how did you handle nervousness before starting filming? And how long until you settled down and felt comfortable-ish? That's a good question. It was a little bit awkward right at first, filming my videos, but I kind of got into the flow of it after about a month, and I got comfortable being in front of the camera. I did so many takes on my first few videos. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. Just kind of getting my feel for it. I've done a lot of public speaking in the past, so that helped. But this is a very different venue from your traditional public speaking. So, but it helps that I'm talking about a subject that I'm passionate about. So, yeah, to answer that second question, it took about a month for me to feel comfortable-ish. There's always times that I still don't feel comfortable, but yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of exercise involved. Yeah, so and I could use the exercise. I get in a little bit, but not as much as I probably should. All right, I'm going to take another cupcake break here and finish this first cupcake. I don't know if I'll get to the second one or not, so we'll see. All righty. There we go. My sweet tooth is becoming a little bit oversatiated, I think. All righty. So let's see. Next question. And this is the final question of the questions that I had people send to me. Sean also writes, what's your process? Do you write scripts for videos, outline, have notes, or just wing it? That's a really good question. I used to just wing it, and sometimes I do wing it as well. But I have a little notebook that I've started using where I kind of like a journal, but I use it for putting down my bullet points for my videos. And so that's kind of become my format, but there are times that I just wing it. For a lot of my book reviews, I just wing it, which may be a good thing. Maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe that's why my book reviews don't do so good in the algorithm. But book reviews tend to not do well on Booktube in general, and I've heard that from more than one booktuber. So, but yeah, I kind of used to fly by the seat of my pants consistently, and now I try to at least give myself a few bullet points for most things, and I have to do that with book tag videos. There's just no way around that because I'm never going to remember all the questions unless I write them down. So yeah, what I wouldn't do to have a photographic memory, right? Or I guess eidetic memory. I don't know what they call it, but I've always called it a photographic memory. Yeah, awkward, delicious silence. I know. Yes, yeah, it's I will try not to do that from here on out because I think I've met my cupcake ration for now. So, all righty. So that was actually the end of the questions that were sent to me previously. Do you guys have other questions for me? I'm here for as long as you need me. I'm going to try and keep the stream to under an hour, but if it goes over a little over, I'm fine with that too. So. And feel free to pop up those questions in the chat or just, randomly tell me your thoughts. That's true too. Okay. Yeah, reviews don't get the most views to start with, but they are evergreen content and the most likely way for people to find your channel. That's very true. Yeah, that's very true, Alan. There will always be room for book reviews for any book. So if anybody's looking for book recommendations, yeah, book review videos are the way to go. I agree. So yeah, thank you for that. So as some of the other questions are filtering in, I'll talk a little bit about my future plans for the channel in the coming months, and maybe some of my goals too. I have I don't really do monthly TBRs, although this month and next month have kind of become more structured for me. I'm at least I have goals. I said I'm currently reading Foundation. I should have mentioned that I'm also reading The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I'm a huge fan of The Night Circus, so Starless Sea was at the top of my list for books I need to read. And it just happened to be our book club pick for this month, so I'm thoroughly enjoying that. After I finish those, I am planning on reading The Wind Through the Keyhole before I get into Dark Tower Book 5. I know technically it's the last Dark Tower book, but I've heard it said that it's actually book 4.5 of the Dark Tower. So I plan to read that, and I'm also hoping to get to some of Jesse Teller's books this month if I get a chance to. So that's kind of all my goals anyway. And then next month I'm definitely getting to Dune. I'm doing a reread of Dune. I'm very excited about that because I want to be ready and fresh for the movie. And I'm also doing a reread of Ocean at the End of the Lane. So I guess September is kind of my reread month, but I'll have some other books in there as well. I try not to structure my reading too much, but I definitely have some goals there. Okay, so let's see. Do you have a second favorite book? I do, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And it's kind of hard to say that, because I mean, I would put that more in the fantasy genre. But then, as far as my favorite sci-fi book of all time, I would say Dune. So I guess it depends on what genre we're talking about, but I would say that The Night Circus is probably my second favorite overall book of all time, so far anyway. It may be dethroned at some point from that spot, but I love it. Just a fantastic book. Where are you from and what is your job? Oh, good question, Alan. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. Well, I'm actually originally from Utah, but I moved to Phoenix in the fall of 2000. Oh, not in 2000. I'm sorry, 1997. So I'm basically a Phoenician. I've been here for 24 years plus. So, and I'm an insurance agent. I do. I do support. I do sales and support for homeowners insurance and flood insurance, renters insurance, those sort of things. And I just got moved permanently full time to the chat support team. So I'm so excited because I no longer have to take phone calls. Call centers are no fun, guys. But you know, it's a necessary evil. We got to have them. I know. All right. Do you have any anticipated releases? Oh, wow. Jade Legacy for sure. Even though I haven't read Jade War, I'm really excited for Jade Legacy. I am excited for at some point getting the sequel to Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. He's talked about it at different points, but I haven't heard anything about it in quite a while. So I'm very excited for that. And since it wasn't specified, I'll go with anticipated releases for, like nerdy shows as well, because Neil Gaiman announced Good Omens 2, and he also announced Anansi Boys on Amazon Prime. So I'm pretty excited about those. And of course, the Sandman TV series. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Other anticipated book releases. I'm actually really looking forward to the sequel to Daniel Green's debut novel. I read Breach of Peace. I really quite enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to his next book. So that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to Shade by Chad Nicholas. That's his new release, the sequel to Nightmare. And I may have some news on that coming up as well soon. So yeah. Thank you for that question. Good deal. Cool. Thank you. All right. Reading Mushroom. I will read Dune in September as well. Okay, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. We got to get a buddy read or something going here. I guess I think you're in the Dragon's Library Discord, but we ended up going with Jade War. I guess we should have gone with Dune, right? But yeah, Dune's a great one, and I can't wait to read it. I actually have not read any of the other books yet, so I'm hoping to, once I reread Dune, I'm hoping to start and go further into the series with Dune Messiah and Children of Dune and go on from there. My goal is to eventually read the original 6 books that Frank Herbert wrote. I may venture into the larger universe that Brian Herbert wrote, but I don't know. I hear a lot of mixed stuff, so we'll see. Okay. Alan, I like that people from Phoenix are called Phoenicians. Yeah, I know, it's cool, right? Yeah. In fact, we even have a hotel here called the Phoenician, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's we like being called Phoenicians. And there's lots of ashes to rise from because it's hot here. So this city is aptly named. Let's see. I literally thought you were saying you were from my tire. Okay. Nice. Yeah. That would be interesting. Yeah. That would be quite a story if I was from Tyre. Okay. What are you most excited to reread? Definitely Ocean at the End of the Lane. That's going to be a yearly reread for me at this point. That's my plan. I will reread The Night Circus at some point. I'm very excited to reread Dune, and I want to reread Neverwhere at some point. So that is one of my goals there. I am going to be rereading the first Paternus book because it's been so long since I've read it. I want to have it fresh in my head before I read the two sequels to it. So the first one, if you're not aware, is Paternus: Rise of Gods. I think the second one is War of Gods, and I can't remember what the third one is. I may be wrong on those as well. I'd have to look them up, but I am going to reread the first book before I finish the other two in that series as well. So I do have lots of reread plans. Yeah, good question. Thank you so much. All right. So while I wait for a few more questions, I'll talk about some of my channel goals. I think my biggest channel goal is to eventually, at the very least this year, I would love to hit 500 subscribers. 1,000 wouldn't be bad either, but that may be kind of pushing it, but I'll put that out there to the universe and see what happens. But yeah, I would love to be at that 1,000 subscriber mark, mainly because you get so much more opened up to you once you hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. You get access to the community tab, so you can, post messages to your community, and you just get access to so much more with YouTube once you hit that mark. So I think that would be really cool to hit that mark. And but I just want to talk more about books. I hope to do more collaborations with different booktubers. I think that would be cool. So yeah, that's some channel goals that I have, and maybe do some other content that I have not really tried out before. I was thinking of doing a Kindle bookshelf tour, but I have so many books on my Kindle that I wasn't sure how it would work, but I think I figured something out that I might be able to do with that. So more to come on that. What does your shirt say? Cthulhu as in H.P. Lovecraft. Yes. So my shirt says, well, technically you can't really, it's not able to be read technically, but Cthulhu Relay, let's see here, Waga, Nagal, Fatang. I'm honestly not sure, but I think it translates to something like Cthulhu from the depths of from the sunken city of Relay. I can't think offhand, but yeah. So that's what it says. I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. Okay. What kind of food is your favorite to cook? Oh, wow. I love roasting vegetables in the oven. That's one of them. I make some pretty good baked chicken dishes. I love steak. And I have an air fryer now, so I've been having oodles of fun with my air fryer. So there's just so many things that I love to cook. And I like to make homemade ramen. But that's an event right there. When I make ramen, I have to have a lot of time to do it because that's an event. Let's see here. Thank you, Carl and Pete over at Geek on My Sleeve. Yeah, you will make it. Thank you very much. I'm excited. I have a feeling I will as well. Okay, I would be up for a Doom buddy read. I've never read it, so I'm really excited. Cool. Yeah, and I've already got some other people that I've talked to about doing a buddy read, so maybe we can do that. That would be awesome. Let's see. Book talk is great. Oh yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I haven't read Dune and need to get to it before the movie. Oh, okay, yeah. I would say that you can still enjoy the movie without having read the book, but you will enjoy it much more if you read the book. And this is an unpopular opinion. but I really, really like the original Dune movie from 1984 by David Lynch. It is a fantastic movie. I've watched it so many times. It is not a good adaptation, but it is a great sci-fi movie. I just love it. So, but yeah, read Dune if you can before seeing the movie. I would highly recommend that. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cthulhu photography. Okay, yeah. I it's all Greek to me. And I took Greek in college. So yeah, it's still all Greek to me because I don't remember most of it. Cool shirt. Thank you very much. Cthulhu photography means Cthulhu dreams. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And I probably knew that. I just forgot it. So yeah. Homemade ramen sounds amazing. Thank you. Yeah, it is. I don't make it nearly as good as Japanese restaurants do, of course, but it's one of my favorite dishes. And we went to Japantown in San Francisco when we went on vacation there, and I had some of the best ramen I've ever had. It was amazing. That paired with some good sake. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Always down for another reread of Dune. Hey, another buddy reader. That's awesome. Let's do it. Absolutely. And maybe on that note, I'll do maybe I'll make a separate area on my Discord for that or something. We'll figure something out. Let's see. I didn't even know there was an old Dune movie. I'll definitely watch it after the book. Oh yeah, it's great. Kyle MacLachlan plays Paul Atreides. They did get some stuff right despite everything that they got wrong. So I felt like it was an okay-ish adaptation. It just wasn't like spot on. They did some weird stuff that I didn't care for, but it was fun. And I had never read Dune before seeing the movie, so I didn't know until I eventually read the book how wrong the movie was. But I love the movie. It's fantastic. Patrick Stewart plays Gurney Halleck. Who else? Sting plays Fade Rotha. Now that is an experience. Sting was great. So yeah, good. My first experience with Dune was the Sega game. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I played the Sega game. I didn't have a Sega when I was younger. And now a lot of those games are on some of the different systems since Sega no longer makes the system. But yeah, I have not played the Dune game from Sega. That's interesting. Yeah. So my first experience of Dune though was the movie. So I'm a huge fan, and Patrick Stewart as Gurney Halleck. I mean he's good in anything. I've never seen something that I didn't like that he's in. Although, with one exception, I didn't really care for his take on Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm just saying, I wasn't that huge a fan of his Scrooge portrayal. But my favorite Scrooge portrayal was an old TV movie of A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. So, I mean, that takes the cake right there. I've watched that over and over and over. And I even introduced my kids to it a couple of years ago. It's a must-watch adaptation of A Christmas Carol. So, yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I got side tangent on that. So, coming up on my channel, you can expect that I am going to be covering a few different things specifically. I'll kind of be more flexible with my TBR, but I do have some specific things that I want to get to. I want to at least read the Sword of Destiny and Blood of Elves before the second series of The Witcher comes out, because I thought The Witcher was fantastic, or The Last Witch, I should say, was a fantastic book. And I really enjoyed the series on Netflix. So I'm going to be reading that. those books. As I mentioned, I do plan to read some Jesse Taylor. I'm planning to hopefully get to Dirk Ashton's other books this year in the Paternus trilogy. There's so many things. I also want to read Crooked Kingdom. I read Six of Crows several months back, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reading Crooked Kingdom and finishing the Six of Crows duology. And I thought the miniseries on Netflix for Shadow and Bone was really, really fun, and I thought they did a good job. So that's some of my loose goals for the channel. In October and November, I have some special plans, and I'll talk about those here in just a minute. But let's get to some more questions. Let's see. I didn't even know there was an old Dune movie. Okay, yeah, I think I already answered that one. Scrooge Stewart was off. Yeah. Yep, I agree. There is another Dune film. It is a foreign-made independent. Oh, really? I had no idea. I was only aware of the David Lynch film and the miniseries from the Sci-Fi Network, which I also loved. The color grading and the costumes were a little bit weird, but it was a solid adaptation, and it was actually probably a more faithful adaptation than David Lynch's Dune was. So I really enjoyed the sci-fi miniseries, but I have not watched the independent film. That's interesting. I will have to look into that. I used to have a thing about subtitles, but I've been growing more and more accustomed to it over time because my kids and I watch a lot of anime together. So I've been growing used to the subtitles. So maybe I'll check it out. I did have to watch subtitles when I watched the Millennium Trilogy movies, the foreign ones from Sweden, I think. So I did have to watch subtitles for those, and yeah, really good stuff. So thanks, Carlos. I appreciate the recommendation. Okay, so specifically for October and November last year, I did a special event in October called Lovecraftober. And I plan to do that again. I picked a few different H.P. Lovecraft stories to read and talk about on the channel. So I will be doing that again this year. And then I'm going to do something new in November. I'm going to call it Povember. And I'm going to pick some Edgar Allan Poe poems and stories to read for Povember. So I thought that would be kind of fun to redo Lovecraftober and do Povember and see where we go from there. Because I don't read enough Poe and Lovecraft. I think I focus too much on on other fantasy and things. So I look forward to doing that. Let's see. The cupcakes are calling you. Oh, I do have this other cupcake here. Yeah. Thank you for contributing to my habit. 1 second and I will partake. I'm going to mute now, but you can watch me. All righty. Yep, I needed that. All right. Let's see. Geek on My Sleeve says, I watch with subtitles all the time, even in English. Yeah. We watch a lot of English shows with subtitles now as well. My kids really like to watch it with subtitles, especially with some shows, because some of the dialogue isn't quite as loud or as clear as it should be. And that's probably partly because our TV is getting really old. But some of it just may be the dialogue is just off to begin with. I have a flat screen TV, but I don't have like a sound bar or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see. At some point, I may invest in a sound bar or something like that. But the subtitles do help, especially if I understand accents really well. but not everybody does. And so they're helpful if you can't really sometimes understand accents. Cupcake galore. I know. This is going to have to be my last cupcake, actually, because I'm going to have a sugar crash and I can't afford to do that. I still have to go grocery shopping. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's one of my reasons too. Old man ears, that and ADD. Okay, so yeah, I am old. I get that. Oh, hi Ori. I I am old, and so yeah, the hearing is starting to go. It is a thing. So, but so far I've been able to do it. I mostly do the subtitles for my kids. They really like having it on, so I can usually hear it pretty well, but sometimes I can't. And so, yeah, old man ears are a thing. So yeah, fun times, guys. What other questions do you have for me? Anything you would like to see me do on the channel that I have not done or see me do more of? Okay. How's your cat? My cat's pretty good. She's roaming around here somewhere. Apparently she was under my feet, so when I moved my feet, she skittled away. But yeah, she's doing good. She's 9 years old. We just got her from one of our neighbors, and she's just a lot of fun and really cuddly. And I like to cuddle, so I'm all about cuddling with the cat. So she's fun. When does my audiobook come out? Yeah, so that is something that I am currently working on, recording audio versions of the chapters in my book. I don't know how official it will become, but it has been popularly requested by certain people. One of them is on the screen, Geek on My Sleeve. So I'm hoping to eventually get that done. I've recorded the first chapter. I also recorded the second chapter, but I did not. It did not turn out like I wanted it to, so I'm probably going to re-record it. But eventually, I will get to it. And if there's enough popular demand, I may see about submitting it to the Amazon gods through. Is it ACX? I'm not sure how to submit your own audiobooks. I'm really not. So since I'm self-published, I know there's a way to do audiobooks, but I'm not too familiar with the process. So if anybody wants to send me information on the best way to do it, that would be fantastic. I should be putting my email address in my descriptions. I haven't been doing that, and I've been thinking I need to do that. So yeah. Right. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Geek on My Sleeve is a great channel, by the way, guys. If you have not watched it, I highly recommend them. They do a lot of lit RPG and stuff. And he says yes, please, because they mostly read audiobooks. Because life gets busy and you can't always pick up the physical books practically. So yeah, audiobooks are great for that. So I'm working on it, Carl, I promise. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I think that about wraps up all of my plans for the channel. I may attempt some more book. What do you call them? Where I read books and put on music and have different clips. I can't remember right now. A reading vlog. There we go. Yeah. My little gray cells are failing. Yeah, so I may attempt another reading vlog in the future. My last one didn't go so great. Some of my audio was really off, and so I may do that, but it's not at the top of my list. And I guess I need to include my cat in more videos. Yes, I do. But if you know anything about cats, they have a mind of their own. So I can really only include my cat in my videos if she is just happening to want to be in my lap at the time. So yeah, that is a thing. They if they don't want it, they don't do it. So yeah, but I will try to have more of my cat in my videos, because I know. Oh, and you can kind of see Ari. Well, now you can see her tail in the background. Are you coming to see me? Hey, all right. Okay, who wants to see my cat? There's Ari. There she is. Say hi. There she is. Aw, she's a good cat. Mwah. You want down? Okay. All right. All right. So there, you got my cat. Yep. They have a mind of their own. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. All righty. Oh, cat. Yeah. Yep. She's adorable. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see that would more people want to see my cat than they do me, probably, which is a good thing. I get that. So maybe I should just do uh, a video all about my cat and have some clips of me reading in there from time to time. Maybe that will be my next reading vlog. I can have videos of me holding her in my lap and petting her, because that's what she likes the most. So yeah, so we'll maybe make that happen at some point. Good. So we're getting close to an hour. I don't mind taking a few other questions if you want to. Otherwise, we can go ahead and end this. It's been a lot of fun. I had a blast, and I'm so excited to have reached this milestone. And I'm not going anywhere. I plan to continue my booktube journey in 3, 4, 5 years, however long it takes. And who knows where I'll be in that time. I do plan to maybe do some more movie and TV show reviews if they are book related. So you'll probably see that happen on the channel. I had done a review a while back for the Snyder Cut for Justice League, and that was fun, but it didn't really go anywhere. So maybe that's not really too popular a thing on YouTube. So we'll see. But yeah, so I might do that, but I'll probably stick to movie and TV shows that are book related adaptations of books. So yeah, great stream, Chaz. Love your content. Thanks so much. So glad you're a part of the community and we found you. Yeah, I'm so happy about that too. That's the thing about YouTube. One of the things I love the most about Booktube is the community. It's absolutely great. The support, the love, the camaraderie. It's just amazing. So I'm really happy to be part of the community, and I'm not going anywhere. If you are looking of places to find me, you can look in the description below. All of my links are down there, and I'll try to start putting my email address in there as well. At least my email address for Booktube. That way, if anybody wants to reach out to me, they can. I do have an email address posted in my channel about me section, but I'm probably going to be changing that to a different email address because that one's getting too cluttered with other stuff. I'd like to have a separate one for Booktube. So yeah. Oh, Carlos says hi. Yeah, Peter and Carl are great. Just some of my best buds here, and I have so much fun. I need to get into more of their join in on some more of their videos though, but I'm a newbie to the lit RPG scene, and they do a lot of lit RPG, which is not a good thing. I shouldn't say not a good thing. Not a bad thing is what I meant to say. I do watch some of their videos and enjoy the content. I'm just kind of lost because I don't understand it. So, but I will get there. Yeah, you guys have my promise. I will get there. I will find some lit RPG that works for me, and and go for it. There is a series that they did recently, or at least they talked about the first book, which is Sufficiently Advanced Magic, I believe by Andrew Rowe. And I think it is a lit RPG, but not like your traditional lit RPG. I think it kind of blurs the lines between traditional fantasy and lit RPG. Maybe. I could be wrong. So, yeah. Yeah, Carl likes to read more than just lit RPG. I shall indeed. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, so I might try out that series by Andrew Rowe and see what that's like. And they gave me some other recommendations. So, my TBR just grows and grows. We talked about that problem earlier. All righty, guys. Any other questions for me? Oh, yeah, looks like we have one more popping in here. Do you have a least favorite book? Oh, wow. Least favorite book, I mean, I've had some books that I've definitely DNF'd. I don't know if I would say they're my least favorite. I read the first book in Morgan Rice series. I don't remember the name of it, but it was just, I would probably say that's my least favorite book. It just was not that great. If you've seen Morgan Rice on Amazon, self-published author, and Morgan's written a lot of books, and maybe they've gotten better. Just the first book just was, it made me not want to pick up anything else. So, but maybe I'm wrong. So I might look at that in the future, and see what happens there. But yeah, that's probably my least favorite book. But I've had quite a few that I've DNF'd. I did read Outlander, the first book in the Outlander series, a couple of years back, and it was an okay book. But looking back, I kind of wish I hadn't bothered with it because it just wasn't really my thing. But it wasn't a bad book. So yeah. Okay. It's a fantasy epic that's closer to lit RPG than not. Okay. All right. Okay, good. So that might be a good entry point for me into the lit RPG world then. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. You can join us and Carlos for book 2. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, that would be fun. So I guess that means I need to put that on my goals for this year, to start reading that series. Yeah, so I will definitely do that, and or at least try my hand at it. So I think I may even have the first book on my Kindle from a long time ago. I'll have to look and see. So yeah. All righty. Well, if there are no other questions, I can still take a couple of more, but let's see. Too many good books to read is a good problem to have. Yes, it is. I wholeheartedly agree. All righty, guys. Well, I am going to end the live stream here. Thank you so much for joining me. Do my 2-year anniversary dance. I know you didn't want to see that. I know. I'm sorry. All righty. So I will definitely do more of these as time goes on. Edgar Allan Poe videos will be fun. Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to doing that. It'll be something different that I haven't tried here yet. And once I hit 500 subscribers, I will probably do another Q&A and a live stream. So look for that in the near future. Thanks so much for supporting my channel, guys. And if you know anybody else of bookish variety that would enjoy my videos, don't hesitate to share with your friends. I would love to have more people join up and talk about books. So I think I'm going to end that here, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks so much for watching. And I gotta say, as always, read more books. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.